You have a lot of models and mentors in this house. So if you keep on mentioning, you will not finish today. Revered Chair, Mrs. Evelyn Sam, and the members of the council, our able President and Executive Management Committee members, and then the Chair of the PPA, a fellow of the Institute, invited guests, the media present, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to represent my Honorable Minister, who happens to be the Member of Parliament for the good people of Tamale South. The Minister would have loved to be here in person, but as the MC indicated, certain condition didn't allow him to be here, but he extends his appreciation to you for the invitation. On that note, I will plead or request your permission and support to present the minister's speech on his behalf. It is a singular honor and a profound privilege to be part of this important historic occasion, marking the formal investiture of the newly elected Governing Council and Executives of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. I wish to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to join this distinguished gathering of professionals, industry leaders, development partners, and stakeholders who continue to play a critical role in shaping the procurement and supply chain landscape in our country today. This ceremony is not merely a statutory transition in leadership, it presents a renewal of vision, reaffirmation of professional commitment, and bold declaration that the procurement and supply chain management profession in Ghana is poised for a future defined by excellence, integrity, innovations, and national relevance. The Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply has, over the years, distinguished itself as a central pillar in the professionalization of procurement practices in our country. Its contribution to the promotion of ethical standards, capacity building, knowledge development, and institutional strengthening within both the public and private sectors cannot be overstated. In an era where the efficient management of public resources is directly linked to the national development outcomes, the role of a strong professional body becomes indispensable. Procurement is no longer a routine administrative activity confined to the processing of purchasing orders and contract documentation. It has evolved into a strategic function that influences fiscal discipline, service diversity, industrial growth, and public confidence in governance systems. Every milestone in national development is connected in one way or the other to procurement. The construction of roads and infrastructure, the delivery of healthcare services, the provision of educational facilities, the execution of social intervention programs, and the functioning of state institutions all depend on procurement systems that are transparent, efficient, and guided by value for money. When procurement systems are well managed, the nation benefits from accelerated development, improved quality of life for citizens, and enhanced credibility in the eyes of the investors and development partners. When they are weak, the consequences are visible in stalled projects, wasted resources, and diminished public trust. This is why the work of procurement professionals and the leadership of Gips must be viewed not only through a professional lens, but also through the broader perspective of national transformation and development. We are gathered at a time when the national procurement and supply chain environment is undergoing rapid and far-reaching changes In Ghana, digital reforms such as GANEPS, alongside emerging technologies, sustainability demands, and recent global disruptions, have transformed how public institutions manage procurement, logistics, and contracts. The modern procurement professional is no longer a passive anchor, but a strategic advisor, a risk manager, a data analyst, a sustainability champion, and an innovation driver. This shift demands a new level of competence, ethical grounding, and forward-looking leadership from professional bodies. It also demands a stronger partnership between government and institutions, such as Gips, because the national development agenda cannot be achieved without procurement. Procurement system that is responsive, resilient, and aligned with global best practices. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce that the ministry has successfully submitted the cabinet memo requested on procurement practice bill to cabinet for its consideration and approval. I also acknowledge that the leadership worked tirelessly with my ministry to secure cabinet approval of the bill and was presented to Parliament for consideration. Congratulations once again. And probably this is not part of the minister's speech. It is a testament that, your attention. A lot of you are still serving. It shows that the members and the fraternity of procurement are happy with what you are doing. They are pleased. We only encourage you to keep it up because you can't slide. Unfortunately, the bill could not be passed during the 6th meeting of the 4th session of Parliament in 2024. It is therefore my singular duty to see its passage at this session of Parliament. This landmark piece of legislation presents a bold and forward-looking reform that seeks to regulate procurement profession in Ghana, address existing capacity gap, and set standard in public procurement and sustainable supply chain management, which aligns to our national development. As Minister, I wish to place on record my full and unequivocal support for the swift passage of this bill, and I respectfully call on Honorable Member of Parliament and Honorable Members of Parliament and all key stakeholders to give it the urgent and favorable consideration it deserves, as its enactment will not only protect the public purse, but also serve as a powerful catalyst for economic growth, investor confidence, job creation, and the overall transformation of our national development agenda. Government remains fully committed to strengthening the procurement architecture of the country as part of a broader agenda to ensure fiscal discipline, enhance transparency, and promote inclusive economic growth. The ongoing effort to deepen digitalization within the procurement space are intended to reduce human interface, improve efficiency, and provide real-time data that supports informed decision-making. The emphasis on value for money is not merely a financial principle. It is a moral obligation to the citizens whose taxes fund public expenditure. Equally important is the deliberate use of procurement as a tool to promote local content, influencing policy, inspiring the next generation, and ensuring that standards are not only set, but rigorously upheld. The new council has been entrusted with the responsibility to deepen professional development, expand membership, strengthen collaboration with academia and industry, promote research and thought leadership, and position the Institute as a center of excellence not only in Ghana, but across the African continent. The true measure of this tenure will be found in the impact it makes in elevating the status of procurement practices and contributing meaningfully to national development. Gips has a crucial role to play in leading the national conversation in procurement transformation agenda and in equipping its members with the knowledge and tools required to operate effectively in the various institutions. When professional bodies, industry, and government work together, the result is dynamic ecosystem that fosters innovation, enhances skills, and delivers practical solutions to the real economic challenges. As we are aware, Parliament has recently amended Act 663 to raise the procurement thresholds for various institutions. This change is intended to empower heads of entities with greater responsibility to manage public resources more effectively and efficiently. Legislative Instrument 2516 must therefore serve as a tool to strengthen institutional capacity, not as a means to exert political influence over procurement processes or to enable the mismanagement of public funds. It is imperative that the professionals gathered here today embrace these changes and commit to ensuring their effective and transparent implementation. As we witness the formal induction of new leaders for the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply, we must collectively appreciate that the strength of our procurement systems will largely depend the pace and quality of our national development. A nation that manages its procurements well is a nation that builds faster, delivers better service, attracts investment, and earns the confidence of its people. The task before the new governing council is therefore both a professional duty and a national calling. It requires vision to see beyond the present, integrity to uphold the highest standards, exclusiveness to carry all members along, and courage to implement reforms that will secure the future of this profession. On behalf of the government, I extend heartfelt congratulations to the newly elected Governing Council and assure you of our readiness to collaborate in advancing the procurement and supply chain agenda of this country. It is my firm belief that your tenure will be marked by innovation, transformation, and measurable impact. Together, we can build a procurement system that is globally competitive, nationally relevant, and capable of supporting the ecosystem aspirations of our beloved country. May your leadership be guided by wisdom, your decisions be driven by integrity, and your work produce outcomes that will benefit generations up unborn. I thank you for your attention, and I wish the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply continued growth and success in its noble mission. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. I'm also grateful for the opportunity.